Hi there, folks, and good morning to you. It is a Tuesday, the 6th of September. Neil's in his car. I will be in my car later, traveling out to the Vaal. In fact, I'm taking Alistair Cohen out to the Vaal today, so the two of us will be driving out together. No doubt some interesting conversations en route about what's been happening in racing over the last week. So you'd like to be a fly in the car, not on the wall. Anyway,
not on the windshield. I don't want to be a car on the windshield.
Yeah, correct. So
a
fly on the windshield. 8 races today, and it is. Well, I don't know. Can you choose one word to describe the meeting?
No, because it's a family show, and I'd have to swear it's horrendous. As Terry was to say, yes. No, it's horrible. Horrible card.
It's not a nice card, but we'll work through it, Neil. 8 races. First race up at 12:55. It's a lovely day out there. It will be later on at maximum of 26 at the Vaal today. The track condition is good. Just to note that the straight races up to a mile, they've put the false rail on the outside 14 meters in. So it's quite a distance in. So that outside rail up the straight 14 meters in from the 1600 through to the 600. And that last 600, they'll spread out, obviously, until the finishing line. So that's the story with the false rail today. Okay, we'll run through the changes as well. Race 1, I'm going to go to that betting. An important scratching, Neil, in the first race, and that is number 6, I'm in Love, who I think was the only danger, really, to the stable companion Central City. And for that reason, it's going to be hard for me to see Central City getting beat here in a field of 6.
No, I agree, Nico. I mean, it was actually my clear first choice. I found it hard to get beat even with I'm in Love in the race. So I don't think we're going to take too long on that. That looks like probably the best bet on the card. I mean, you'll have to take a ridiculous price, but Central City with Messia on, very hard to beat.
Yeah, I'm looking at the betting here. It says 4-10, but I'm not sure whether that was with I'm in Love in the market. Michelin Star was next best at 9-4, but I think we'll open up with a strong bet on Central City and Sam Messia. Race 2 is the start of the PA at 1:30. It's a maiden over 1,200 meters. I can confirm number 2, Lady Regent, is out. And that's the main change over there. There's money for this newcomer, Namakwa Blossom, from the stable of Lucky Udalakis, is 13-10. 3 second breath at 16-10, and then 5 Back to the Future, 28-10. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, a couple of nicely bred horses here. I mean, you've got one bred by Robin Bruss, number 5, Back to the Future. It wasn't the worst debut. He's a son of Erupt out of a Jallard mare, and Robin bred it and owns it. That's Robin's Operation Northfield Stud. But the 6, Namakwa Blossom, stands out on pedigree. She's a daughter of Flower Alley out of that, reasonably well performed. I think Devachander's owned it, Wild Ash. The thing is, though, that she's a Flower Alley, so I'm not so sure how quick and competitive she'll be over 6 furlongs. So that's why I'm just signing with 5, Back to the Future, with Michael J. Fox and the Professor and all.
Yes, yeah, correct. Now, when I looked last night at that, Give Me a Shot, Neil, is actually rated 102. I don't want to go on to ratings now, but if you take that as read, at 102, then Back to the Future, having run 6 lengths behind, equates to a 90. That's much better than Second Breath, who's the second favorite here. I think that could be the value in the race, Back to the Future. The other thing is Namakwa Blossom as forward as a 90 on debut? That's the question you'll have to ask yourself. Can it run to that sort of form? And yeah, I think the value there, we definitely agree that Back to the Future is our value horse in race 2. Third race is a maiden. Start of the pick 6, 1,200 meters. Now, Neil, there's been a late scratching of Munchkin, who was backed in from 3-1 into 13-10. It's just come through as a late scratching, pulled a muscle. So 6 and 7 are now out. Great Scott and Munchkin are scratched. Throws the race a bit wide open, although Future Wolf now, Neil. We both liked this last time. I was at Sun City when you did the show, but independently we liked it, and we took some nice prizes about it. Just failed to get up.
Yeah, Nico, you were desperately unlucky that day, and I think I was unlucky with a bipot. But today. I mean, he is a nice horse. I think he's progressing the right way. As you say, with the 6 and the 7 out, his tasks look considerably easier. So he's probably my first choice. If he were to fluff his lines, yeah, there's a couple that could pick up the pieces. I was very disappointed with 3 Lord Tennyson last time. I expected improvement. He showed a bit of pace, but I'm afraid to use Warren's Lenferner's comment, he often likes to say, folded like a cheap deck chair. Well, I'm afraid, Warren, as you will know, your horse faded like a cheap deck chair last time. Now, I don't know whether that's because he just tired, he needed the run after gelding, but I had spoken to Warren about this horse and said I think he's a nice horse, but his last run was very disappointing. I'm going to give him one more chance. I think that was all wrong. So hopefully he runs better for the Lenferners today.
Yeah, I don't know whether there's anything lurking in the first timers. We'll have to watch them at the course. So that's all of numbers 8 through to 11. When I looked last night, the 10 was a stallion strike, special duty. The first 2 foals were by Archipenko and Global View. So that is a huge stallion strike on 10 special duty, now being by Karari. The rest, not much really to report there. Guapo, I think, is another one deserving a quick mention here with Kamano, because he's ridden it every time. I think, Neil, it's because he gets on so well. He's great mates with all the owners. So I think that's why they just keep him on each time. So let's hope for Guapo's connections that he gets a bit closer than the last 2. Okay, race 4 is up next. A maiden over 1,700 meters, runs at 25 to 3. Scratch number 1, Queen Theodora, is in the market. This Blue Eruption is a short price favorite, as short as 7 to 10.
Yeah, Nico, I was looking to punt the horse, to be honest, because I thought I liked him, but I was shocked when I saw what price he was. I thought I might be, I told you this morning, I thought I might be getting like 3 to 1, 7 to 2. And when I saw it was 7 to 10, I couldn't believe it. But on form, the reason I wanted to back her is because there's been multiple winners out of a couple of those form lines, which is not the case with a horse like Brazilian Storm, who's had only the 1 start. That form line hasn't panned out yet. So the answer to your question, for me, 5 Blue Eruption is the right horse, but sure, there's no value there. And yeah, I don't think I'll be rushing off to take the 7 to 10, but she is my first choice.
They put blinkers on Brazilian Storm. You mentioned that. There is a bit of support for it, but they have put the blinkers on now, which might show a bit of improvement. I didn't think... do you know what Vos Harnoy means? Now, I mean, Fani Bronkhorst names these horses with his connections, but I got to say one thing quickly, is that I listened to this song again last night, as well as I did with Namibsurus. I fell in love with the song Namibsurus, who still hasn't won its maiden, by the way. Vos Harnoy is a lovely song, actually. A very a classic folk song, actually. And I fell in love with it. I don't know what it is about Zimbabweans liking Afrikaans songs, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the Vosshar bit is, but Noy is girl, girlfriend, I think, Noy. So it's obviously a romantic thing, and bred by the team at Heversham. In fact, Heversham Park have 2 runners that they bred in the race. So there was some interesting. There were some interesting breeders, and I mean, Gary Lenton's got a horse here, number 7, Feel the Magic. I don't think he's felt any magic with that. But yeah, going back to Vos Harnoy, definitely could improve, Nico. But I'm on Blue Eruption. But I'm glad you like the Afrikaans country music.
Yeah.
What did you think of AB de Villiers' music career, the cricket captain?
No, I didn't listen to that. This way, it didn't bowl me over. Anyway, race 5 is a novice handicap over 1,600 meters. It runs at 10 past 3. Let's quickly look at any changes here. Scratch number 5, Neil. Now, this is out as well. Cross Examiner is another late withdrawal from the race. The money is for Brendan James, Neil. Interestingly, from 16 to 10 to 13 to 10. So they're going for this in a big way. Blinkers are on with young Sasiba, although carries at 59.5 kilos. I'm shocked at that. I mean, they're backing that.
Well, I gave it a big chance on form, but I would say once bitten, twice shy with some of these apprentices. But in fairness, it's 100 times bitten, 4,000 times shy. I mean, I'm afraid, no. So I'm going to be with, I'll just leave it at that. Number 2, Ridge to Reef for me, Nico. Piers Stratham rides. I think this is actually a fairly decent horse. I'm surprised that it hasn't won on the Highveld yet, but maybe today's the day. Again, using the same logic that I've just mentioned with regards to the one. Pierre rode it 3 runs back, and he ran him a third to Midnight Badger. It was actually giving 1.5 kilograms to Midnight Badger, so it was a good run. But then it had 2 apprentices again. And I do remember Ashley Fortune saying about it last time that she liked its chances, but she was a bit concerned about the apprentice, whether he could keep it straight or whatever. So I don't know whether that suggests that he might be a tough ride. But either way, I think that the experience of Pierre will be in its favor.
Yeah.
And the blinkers are off. So if I go back to the Cape Town form, the Ragnar Lothbrock and Dean Street form, I think that's enough for him to be competitive here. So for me, number 2, Ridge to Reef. What price is he there, Ridge to Reef?
6 to 1, Neil, and
yeah,
he's looking.
I think
like,
he's the value for me.
He's looking like could be our possible price booster today, because I like it too. Ridge to Reef, clearly my first choice in the race, and in fact, I thought he was the horse to beat. I've got to quickly mention a little bit of Karapi, maybe, and maybe Super Secret, the filly, but I honestly thought that Ridge to Reef was the value in the race. I think that could well prove to be our price booster. Well done on the price booster yesterday, Neil. I know I tweeted about it late last night when I was watching the tennis. What a match that was. I was riveted with the tennis last night. Nadal was beaten by the American player. It was unbelievable, actually. It was a great game to watch. Great game.
And he's gone, is he, Nadal?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Yeah. Sure. He took it in his stride, and but the crowd were marvelous, Neil. That stadium is unbelievable. It was
Flushing Meadows. Yeah.
Flushing Meadows. It was chock-a-block, and the noise was just it was a fantastic match to watch. Yeah. So well done to
yeah, Nico. I mean, could be. The problem is with Cross Examiner coming out, you now got a 6-horse field, so you know there's no third placing. But anyway, look, we both like it. I mean, we've advertised the fact that we like it, so people know. Okay,
let's move on to race 6 at 3:45. It's a Ameritrated 80 handicap, 1,000 meters. Just checking to see if there's any scratchings here. It's a field of 8 that initially go to post. There's no scratchings yet. So this is a bit wider open in terms of the market. Droggy Air, number 3 is 3 to 1. The Stable Companion 4 set to go. Gelded 4 to 1. Stormy Seas 4 to 1, and then Anfield's Rocket number 7 at 7 to 2. What do you like?
I thought it was very competitive. I could make a case out for every runner, to be honest. So if I'm going to be doing jackpots and so forth, I'm not going to go out this leg. I'll make sure I'll go in field. But I liked a few. I thought that in the end, number 6, Stormy Seas, who isn't a horse that I would normally go for, I think you got to respect, because he won okay last time, and he still looks reasonably well in here, bearing in mind he's a 3-time winner, and he's only carrying 56. The other thing is that Randall Simons rides him particularly well. So Randall's ridden him twice, only twice, and he's won on both occasions. So he's looking for a hat-trick and 100% perfect hat-trick on riding of this horse. So, yeah, Stormy Sea's probably my first choice. But as I say, I could make a case out for everything. I was looking at Epic Dream perhaps being a surprise package. Hasn't run for 133 days. But I heard Candace Dawson talking to Andrew Bonn in an interview saying that they've had difficulties with him at the starting stalls. And they just hope he gets out of the gates and runs okay fresh. So there wasn't an over amount of confidence. But for me, very open. Set to go, did run in the nursery, but hasn't run for 129 days. You've got Gavin Larena on Drog here. Very open. As I said, I wouldn't, if somebody wanted to back any horse in this race, I wouldn't deny them that privilege.
And you're not going to deny me a quick chance to mention number 5, Modern Magician, for Sean Tarry's having his quick fire sale coming up in a short while. I think it's in a couple of weeks' time. Maybe this one might appear on there. I haven't looked at the catalog yet, but I did quite like Modern Magician. Using Expeditioner, the horse he beat in his maiden as a line horse. He comes in well in, and I think I'll be putting that one in and maybe taking a bit of each way on number 5, Modern Magician, with Calvin Habib on.
Nico, just on that, yeah, we've got a Clock in the Gallop exclusive courtesy of Sean Tarry and Alistair Cohen, actually. So Alistair can confirm this with you when you're in your car driving out to the Vaal today. But on Friday, I'm going to be talking to Alistair, who's involved with that quick turnaround sale, which is very exciting. We'll hear more about it on Friday. Real opportunity, I think, to get there as Sean sort of readjusts, and I think correctly so, his targets. You know, I think he's just going to concentrate on quality going forward, which I think is a good decision. He's got a lot of quantity there. But yeah, we'll be talking to them on Friday, so I'll probably post that sometime during the day. We're going to do it out at soccershop.bet, but it'll be interesting because the catalogue, it should be good timing. I think the catalogue's out now, so both Sean and Alistair can tell us more on Friday.
Okay, that's interesting, Neil. Is he trying to do like a more boutique type of racing yard now and keeping it more streamlined, or what?
Well, I won't put words in his mouth. He can tell us exactly, but I think that's the logic. I've had a couple of conversations with him. Sean and I go back for some time. Tremendous trainer. Did me a lot of turns, of course, in particular with the Musketeer.
Yeah.
And he can tell us now. And of course, as you alluded to at the beginning of the broadcast, there are some really exciting changes in racing. You know, Cape Town have got their act together.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it to Sean and Alistair to tell us more, but it'll be, I think, a very interesting broadcast.
Okay. I look forward to that on the channel as we move on to race 7. Now, when we went on to this race, Neil, I see now, looking at it, that Admiralty Arch, Neil, has been backed heavily here. It does come up from a punting yard. I know they had a bit of a dip, the Burtis Foster partnership, at their horse on Saturday. That ex-Cape Town horse, Sudden, whatever it is called, Sudden Star, is it? They had a bit of a go at that.
Oh,
it came unstuck.
yes.
It in fact faded badly. So hopefully this one doesn't go the same way. But they've backed this effectively from 6-7 to 1 into 5 to 2. Admiralty Arch, I'm talking about.
Yes, yes. And you and I liked it before the money came pouring for it. We give it a big chance. Craig Zaki rides. I think it's got a chance. I mean, I liked it in Cape Town. I thought it was a fair horse. Just kind of didn't get on the front foot there, but he's run behind horses like Double Charge, who's a multiple winner. Future Prince was one of Brett Crawford's very nice 3-year-olds. Sugar Mountain, Dragonfly, all of that form should be good enough to be more than competitive here. So I certainly would take cognizance of that money. Nico, I've got a bit of a roughie in the race. I like a bit of number 6, Little Miss Sunshine, but that seems to have spiraled off the boards from 20 to 1. Is that to 33 to 1?
33 to 1, Little Miss Sunshine for Heather Adamson and Craig Zaki.
Yeah, well, clearly I'm the only person who likes that. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah. So the money for Admiralty Arch. Beyond that, Nico, very open race, I thought. I mean, obviously, Silly Fella is pretty consistent, and I think he'll run well for Gavin Lorena. And Gavin rides very well for the Bronkhorst Yard. If you have a look at his stats,
Yes, he
so
does.
I suspect he'll give it a good ride. Yeah.
Yeah, 14 out of 18 have run in the money. So only 4 have run outside the first 4 there. I want to give a few mentions here. For the first time in a while, I like Humble Tune. I don't think I've liked it recently, but I do like Humble Tune today. I give that a chance. In Cahoots, I give a chance to for Sean and Joshua and Solomons. I think this is a lot more open than that betting suggests. I don't think Admiralty Arch is a 5 to 2 chance, it's even a 4 to 1 chance. I think it's got a chance, but I don't think I'd be backing at any of those prices. The other one I wanted to mention was Iron Tail, Neil, at 25 to 1, because I backed him a few times in Durban with Garth Puller. He now changes yards to Cornet Spies, changes as good as a holiday. That could pop up at a huge price. Iron Tail, number 7, at 25 to 1. And then the filly in a classified stakes race is Fantasy Flower with a lightweight. I don't trust it. Don't trust even the money here. Don't trust it.
Okay, interesting. Well, that's why I was looking for a roughie, and I've certainly found one, 33-1 Little Miss Sunshine, but I seem to be the only person. Although I have to tell you that irony of ironies, as I spoke, a huge ray of sunshine just hit my computer phone from behind the clouds. So I don't know whether that's
Okay.
Little Miss Sunshine's just shone on
Okay,
through.
well, that may be
Anyway, I'm getting 33-1 now.
Okay, so the last race is also a classified stakes. So obviously there were a lot of acceptors here, so they've split the race in two. This is off at 5-5, a classified stakes over 1,400 meters. And in the last, I don't think we've got any major changes here. There's the betting for you. No blinkers for number 2. Who's That Star is a change. Blinkers on 1, Clarkson. I'll leave you to it. What do you like?
Sure. Nightmare race. Probably even tougher than the other classified stakes race and the previous race, which is impossible. This is impossible. This is mission impossible.
Yeah.
But Nico, you did extremely well. You've actually been in excellent form lately. I mean, you found Parker Getrix the other day, and he won nicely. Baisuye, you were all over on the weekend. Last week, Tuesday, you found lots of winners, you and Lyle. So maybe it's for you guys to have a dip here, but I think it's an extremely open race. Interesting that they would put Clarkson back over 1,400. I think he's a nice horse. You know, he's a lovely looking horse. So certainly the best son of Atto I've seen. And the blinkers go on, which I think is designed to get him competitive and in the race. I know he's got top weight, but you know, he's not without a chance. Neither is Who's That Star. It's just wide open. Dark Tide goes very well for Smunga Kamalo. That's the 7 horse. You know, we mentioned Never Too Clever and Parker Getrix. Sure, and that's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. If you had 3, just choose 3, Neil, for me.
3, I would go. 3. I would probably go 2 Who's That Star, 1 Clarkson, and 11. And 11 Parker Getrix.
Parker Getrix.
But I mean, I could easily go out of the PA with those 3 horses.
Yeah.
You know what? I've even put a complete loony in there, which can't win on form or on the weights.
Yeah.
But number 9 Befooted. I put number 9 Befooted into run a place.
Okay.
And that's got no form.
Neil, I'm just my gut feel tells me something's going to win from the bottom of the weight structure here, and that means anything carrying less than 56. So it basically means anything from 8 down. Gal Gadot down, and you can look at those prices. Look at them: 20-1, 50-1, 12-1, 5-1, or 9-2, and 40-1. So if I'm going for that, it's a field race for me. I can see Clarkson winning. I can see Speechmaker winning. I can see Your Dark Tide winning. But for me, I don't know what to back here. You know, maybe Parker Getrix again. Who knows? Maybe I found it on a good winning run. Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, that does it for today. I know you've got duties to do. I'll be out at the Vaal, so we expect you'll be playing up a storm, no doubt. I know you haven't been too well of late in the last week, but you've certainly carried on going, Neil. Good to have lunch with you yesterday, but how are you feeling?
Horrendous. I mean, look at me. I look like I've just, I look like I'm Kai Havertz from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Or Ivan Lendl.
Yeah. You look a bit gaunt. But I know you've got a busy
I think
day.
I had the lunch I had with you yesterday was the second thing I managed to keep down in a week.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I hope this bug is officially gone.
Testimony to the good food that institution serves, and the reason why I chose it. So yeah.
Well done. Yes.
Okay, Neil. Yeah, take it easy, hey, and we'll speak to you soon again. I know you've got Durbanville tomorrow. Hollywood bets Durbanville tomorrow, Neil, for the first time. Big field, so good luck.
Oh, is it? Okay, well, I'll have a look. But very excited about Cape Town racing. Very excited about the initiatives. Not surprised, of course. As you know, I had Greg Bortz on our very first Super Saturday show. I knew that he'd bring initiative and change. Justin Vermark likewise. So to all Cape Townians out there, very excited for you because onward and upward, there was an announcement they are starting a Cape Racing Thoroughbred Sales Group.
Yes, I read that last
Interesting.
month. Yes.
So yeah, I mean, there's a man who is not short of a good idea or two. Greg Bortz, Justin Vermark, and all of those that are in the melting pot there. Very exciting. So I'm actually happy to look at that card tomorrow. Should be good.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Join Neil for the Durbanville preview. Thanks for your input today, and speak soon.
Thanks, Nico.
Cheers, bye.